Venting on this bib are going to be found on both outside sides. What? Why does nothing work?
You want to tell us about the venting on this bib?
No, I don't. Hey everyone, I'm Jenna.
I'm Quiddy.
And we're gearheads here at Backcountry, and today we're going to be talking to you about the cardiac outerwear line. This is going to include both the Xpore and the Gore. We're going to talk to you about some of the similarities and some of the big differences between the two.
For all things snow outerwear this season, check out our outerwear guide in the corner. We've also got chapter timestamps at the bottom, so feel free to skip around.
All right, so we have the Xpore and the Gore that both live within the cardiac outerwear line. Could you maybe run us through why we have the two different types?
We wanted to bring to life two unique kits with different feature sets for that end-use touring customer, featuring GORE-TEX in one fabrication and using Xpore in the other.
The way we're gonna do this is we're gonna run through kind of the tech specs and the features of each jacket and pant. So let's start off with the Cardiac Xpore jacket. Why don't you kind of run us through some of the tech specs of that?
Yeah, so before we run into the tech specs of that, we actually went in a more full depth review of that Xpore lineup in a different video, which you'll find here. So click that link if you want to go to the full deep dive on the Xpore kit.
Great, let's start off with the sizing of this jacket.
So we've got this jacket in a small all the way up to a double XL. So a lot of size variation there for all sorts of body types and fits.
Okay, why don't you run us through the materials that make up this jacket?
So for the Xpore lineup, we've got 3-layer Xpore, which is a fully recycled nylon face fabric, as well as a 100% recycled soft poly jersey backer.
And for the jacket and the pants, we're gonna be looking at same sizes, small to double XL, as well as same materials.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the pocket layout and what do we have for storage on this jacket.
So yeah, this jacket is a technical ski touring jacket. So the way that we thought about it was we wanted to make sure that the rider was able to access all of the gear that they're gonna be bringing with them, as well as have all the room for that stuff as well. So what you're gonna see is backpack compatible front body pockets with dual sliders. They also are vented and expanding on the inside, so you can dump your skins, you can put a pair of gloves in there. We also put a mid-body pocket for quick access. This is where I'm gonna put my GoPro extra batteries or a multi-tool or an extra buff or something like that, but it'll fit right between your sternum and your waist belt, so you're able to quick access that. We've also got the sleeve access and accessory pocket on the front right, which you're gonna find standard in most of our jackets. It can be used for a ski pass, or you can put another goggle lens wipe or something like that in there.
Speaking of goggle lens wipes though, it sounds like there's one thing that is in every jacket in this lineup.
Yes, we're putting into all jackets going into the line going forward a fixed goggle wipe that has a bungee elastic cord on it. So you're gonna find in either the chest body pocket in most jackets, a standard lens wipe, which is super nice. So when you forget yours, you'll just know that it's permanently built into the jacket.
Yeah. One of those small features that really makes such a difference when you're out on hill.
The amount of times that I've forgotten my lens wipe and I'm just sitting there fogged up, it's crazy. It's unbelievable. So one of the other features about the Xpore jacket is that we did a 29 front length. It's a little shorter than you'll see in our GORE-TEX model. It allows for easy use of wearing a harness, as this jacket is meant to be also used for ski mountaineering in that sense. Still enough room and length for that modern contemporary fit, but gives you that access to a harness and other things like that.
Let's talk about maybe some of the color options, what we have in this jacket and pant combo. What do we have?
So for the Xpore, you're gonna find a climbing ivy and Kalamata. It's sort of this green on green two-tone. And then also the pop color, which is this fog royal blue. It's this sort of gray and white with this bright sort of almost purplish type of blue that pops out there, so you'll be able to be found and seen in the backcountry when you're
say good for
getting those
visibility.
past laps. Yeah, so exactly.
All right, so that kind of runs us through all the different color options, and those are going to be the same color options for the bibs, seeing as they're going to be kind of a kit style, which is always pretty cool. And then like we said before, sizing is going to run the same, the small through the double XL, and same with those materials, same materials top and bottom. So let's kind of get into the pocket layout and some of the main tech specs of those bibs.
The Xpore kit in the Cardiac is a technical ski touring bib, in that we've designed this with a removable bib. It's a very stretchy fabric, that removable bib, so I'm not really a bib person myself, but I found that I actually like wearing this one because it's super stretchy, doesn't even feel like it's there. It keeps the snow out. But if you're more of a pant person, you can unzip that whole thing and remove it. It's got Velcro style adjustments on the bib, so you can tension it and get it sort of oriented where you want it. Featuring 2 pockets, it's just a stretchy mesh pocket on one side and then a zipper on the other. From a true pants pockets, you're gonna have 2 standard Aqua Guard zipper pockets on the side. They're deep, and so you can fit some stuff in there. As well as my favorite pocket on any pant is the cargo pocket. We made this thing large. We oriented it a little bit higher on the leg so that it's not gonna bump into your knee when you're filling that with your slopometer or your whatever, an extra wipe or something of the sorts, or snacks.
And then what about venting? Do you have really good breathability in these pants?
So what's really nice about the venting on the Xpore bib is you've got venting on both the inside and the outside. And that allows for some cross venting. They're oriented in a way when they're open, you're gonna get even a little bit more mobility and stretch when they're open. The pant still has great stretch and mobility overall, but when they're open, you're gonna have cross venting happening. It's the perfect amount of venting for when you're making those high intensity or high output sort of ski tours or whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking, especially if you're using these for mountaineering and you're really climbing up something, having that like good range of movement and mobility, probably really important.
Yes. Another nice feature about the Xpore bib is the cramp-on guard at the very bottom. It's made out of Kevlar, so super durable. I'm guilty of this all the time when I go either ice climbing or wearing crampons with my, when I'm going ski mountaineering, kind of just accidentally whacking my crampon into one of the inside of my leg. So what's nice is this is Kevlar. It's gonna be durable. It's gonna protect you from tearing a hole in your pants, which is fantastic.
That's great. Durability in mind, which is really important from when you're out there in the elements.
Absolutely. So do you want to tell us about the Cardiac GORE-TEX men's and women's lineup?
Yeah, so an important thing to note for the Cardiac GORE-TEX, there is a men's and a women's line, whereas the Cardiac Xpore, we're only seeing a men's line at the moment, so maybe hit us below in the comments if you got really stoked on what Quiddy was talking about for that Xpore, and we'll try and see if we can do a women's line. Moving back into that GORE-TEX side, for the women's jacket, we're gonna be seeing sizing of an extra small through an extra large, and for the men's, we're gonna see a small through double XL.
Cool, so you want to tell us about the materials in the GORE-TEX Cardiac?
Yeah, so in both the jacket and the pants, we're gonna be seeing that stretch 3L GORE-TEX, and it's just what you've come to love about GORE-TEX. It's got the stretch, the durability, the comfortability. It's really great, tried and true. We love it.
And of course, the waterproofing as GORE-TEX is known
Yes,
for.
waterproofing, always key, really important when you're out there because this jacket is gonna be really great for touring. And so sometimes you don't know what elements you're gonna be running into. You might plan for something unexpected could happen. This is gonna be really great for keeping you warm and dry on the skin track and on the descent.
So Jenny, you want to tell us about the pocket features on the GORE-TEX Cardiac?
Yeah, this jacket has a lot of different pockets, really ideal for uphill and downhill because you can store a lot of different snacks, which is important to me. Starting with the chest pockets, you're gonna have a double chest pocket with a pass-through zip that gives you interior access, really convenient if you need to grab something that's maybe in your bibs. Additionally, we're gonna have the two lower hand-warming pockets with expandable storage, so that's really convenient. And then, as we've talked about with a lot of our jackets, we're gonna have that sleeve pass pocket, which as someone who forgets her pass all the time, this is really good to just leave it in there, know that you always have it there. And then additionally, we're gonna have two internal mesh dump pockets, so really great if you wanna store like an extra lens, something that needs to stay dry, really out of the elements, really convenient.
Are there any other features in this jacket that you think it would be great to call out here?
Yes, lots of different features, lots of things that are gonna help you while you're out there. We'll start with that removable goggle wipe that we've talked about for some of the other jackets. It's got the utility strap, key clip, really convenient. You know, you don't wanna lose these things when you're outside. We are also going to have angled pit zips. For those angled pit zips, one important thing to note is that they actually have a longer zip than the Xpore does.
Yes.
So it's gonna start kind of at the midpoint of your arm and it's gonna go down to the midpoint of your torso. So really good for ventilation, really convenient because if you're taking this thing on the uphill, you want to be able to breathe. You don't want to be too hot. In the name of ventilation, the other really cool feature about this jacket is that while it has kind of your normal zip up, there is a second zipper that if you zip up that, you will have ventilation at the center of your torso.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool feature about this jacket is being able to have sort of active venting that's in the front of the jacket, being able to open that up, zip it up, you have those perforations, you'll be able to get that venting without having the jacket wide open. Because I often find myself just, when I'm wearing a jacket like this that doesn't have that type of venting, I'm always like unzipping it and letting the air go through and then it's too much wind is getting in.
You get snow in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want that happening. So that is incredibly convenient, really well thought through on the designer standpoint.
Can you talk a little bit about the hood design on this jacket?
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna have that half drop hood with a 2-point adjustment. Also, you'll notice when this hood is down, you're still gonna have that full collar, which is really convenient, really ideal for keeping you warm. And then Plenty of room. You can pull that hood right up over the helmet, cinch it down, fits fantastically.
I find on those fair weather days where you're skiing inbounds, where it's still maybe a little bit cold and windy, having that sort of half drop is super nice because you're not going to be using your hood. You don't really need it, but when having that zipped up all the way, you kind of have that buff over a buff, if you want to understand it in that sense, which I think is a great feature. So you want to tell us about which colors that we're seeing with the Cardiac GORE-TEX?
Yeah, so for the women's GORE-TEX, we're going to be seeing a climbing ivy and black, which is going to be kind of a green with some black features, and then it also has these really cool kind of like purpley pink highlights on the zips. So kind of fun, a little bit of pop of color for when you're out there. And then additionally, there's going to be an egret in black, which is going to be kind of a white and black. And I didn't think that I would love just like kind of a simple color palette like that as much as I did, but I got a lot of compliments, and the black and white, it's fire. And then if we move over to the men's, we're gonna be looking at a gearhead green and black, so kind of classic black and green, and then also in all black.
Love that black on black. It's got that ninja feel to it, full black.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, trendy. Yeah, I really like that black. So you want to tell us about the bibs in the Cardiac GORE-TEX?
Yeah, so bibs, again, like we said, for the women's, we're gonna be running sizing extra small to extra large. For the men's, small to double XL. Same materials, we're gonna be looking at that 3L GORE-TEX, stretchy, comfortable, waterproof, really great for all elements. This GORE-TEX bib is a true bib, meaning it is not removable like what we saw in the Xpore. And so since it is a true bib, you're going to see that mid-chest height pocket that is a zip. Really convenient. I put my phone in there, I put a bar in there, I put couple different things, really convenient for easy, quick access. Additionally, you're gonna see 2 cargo pockets with bellows for expandable storage. Again, really convenient, really ideal for fitting a lot of different snacks. That's all I'm thinking about when I'm on the uphill. You're also gonna have an interior mesh dump pocket, really great for lens, other small items, things like that. Venting for this bib, you're going to find on either side on the outside. It's gonna have dual sliding zippers, so you can zip up, leave them kind of zipped up at the top, zip up from the bottom, give your thighs a little bit of room to breathe. Really convenient. With the zips for the venting, it's going to be a drop seat, so if you need to use the bathroom when you're outside, you can do that. You don't get that cross flow like what we saw on the Xpore, so it doesn't have that inside one, but personally, I stayed plenty cool when I was in them, and I just kind of zipped them up a couple inches, gave myself a little bit of venting, and I thought that that was the perfect amount. Yeah,
I love that variability of being able to adjust with the dual slider, being able to pull it up a little bit, pull it all the way up if it gets really warm, or close them down.
So another really cool feature about this is the self-adhering bib strap. Personally, as someone who is only about 5'2", 5'3" on a good day, sometimes my issue with bibs is that when it has those regular sliders, I can get all the way to the end, and they're still not short enough for me. And so with this Velcro, you can really, you can get these things as tight as possible, and I found that really convenient because when I'm on the uphill, I don't want my bibs sliding down. That Velcro adhering just stays tight. It's really convenient.
Yeah, and I love that they're seamless too, because like you said, with those buckles, you have to orient them in a place, and sometimes where you end up getting them tensioned out to the right spot, like they may be sitting on your collarbone or something like that. So having them be
they can be really
seamless.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Under the jacket, under a backpack, I had no issues. I didn't even notice them, which I really love. All right, so now that we've really broken down both the Xpore and the Gore, let's just really dive into who is wearing which kit.
So with both the Xpore and with GORE-TEX, you're going to get durability, waterproofing, wind protection, all of the things, stretch, you're gonna find all of these things. So we're very excited about both fabrications. Beyond that, it's really the features and the design that we built into the jacket. For the Xpore, that's gonna be more of your technical ski tour split border. That person is gonna be out there hitting the skin track more days than they are probably inbounds. We wanted to make sure that that person was being taken care of from that orientation. And then on the Cardiac GORE-TEX side, that person's gonna be, they're more of a traditional ski tour or split border. They're out there doing a couple laps, number of days out there per season. They're focused on the down, as with the up. They may find themselves inbounds doing some side country stuff with those features built in mind for those days where you need to have venting pocket features on the up, but then also the coverage, the durability, and the protection on the down.
Here's how I like to think of it. If you go to your Instagram feed and you see more than 50% rocks, you should be in the Xpore.
It's a good way to describe it.
If you see less than 50% rocks, you should be in the Gore.
Right.
Okay, well that is pretty much everything on the Xpore and the Gore. Hopefully you know which kit you can see yourself in. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
If you have any additional questions, reach out to your gearhead, and we will see you out there this season.